Hello, hello, welcome everyone. We're quite early today, that's because we have a special event. We will have the Tourney to King, match number 1. The way it works is we have 2 players, Escape Artist and Koshiro, and they're gonna play 2 to 3 matches. If one person gets to win, they get to be the king. Woo! I'm glad, Rene, that you feel safe learning Shogi here. Welcome, welcome. Shogi by me, you shall not be here or you shall mute the stream, and I will be relaying the game with 5 moves delay. You shared the link. Thank you so much for sharing, Mifa. We already... did I see? No, we don't see the waiting yet. This tournament has a little bit longer thinking time than other tournaments in the TT series. I believe it was half an hour, 1 minute BME, so we might be quite a bit here. We're gonna mostly talk about unrelated stuff, I imagine, at first. And on the second hour of the stream, I think we can do 1 hour of study. Usually we would do 2 hours, but I'm not gonna stream for 3 hours straight. I've done 4 hours stream yesterday, it was crazy. Prediction. Oh, is it? Let me see. So will Caro clear this stage? No, we didn't clear the stage because yeah, we didn't clear it. Celeste run it was. I think it was, as I said, 30 minutes. Actually, I didn't update it. Yeah. It's not written. What a better... No, it is. Okay, it is. Yeah, half an hour, 1 minute. Feel me. It checks out. It should be written here, I guess, for more clarity. Well, that's for the next season. 10 point reach. I really thought I can do it in 1 hour, but turns out that the hardest screen in the whole game is the hardest one. See you later, Mifa, good luck. Old school Shogi, now I'm interested. Alright, we're gonna start a new prediction about who's going to win next game. The one today. Will win TTK match 1. We're gonna go with Escape Artist, Koshiro, or they will draw 3 times in a row. The word will end. Okay, Koshiro, the word will end. Those are the only options you have. Okay, draw. Draw is very unlikely, but... Here you go. Hey, ready? Yeah, I got the golden strawberry. Woohoo! I didn't think that will be possible, but we did it. We did it thanks to your guys' support. Especially Rene coach. Alright, the game has started. So we're gonna change the screen. And we're gonna keep it like 5 moves behind. 5 moves, but only 4 moves are played so far, so... New profile picture? Yeah, that's Shikamaru, right? Yeah, in order to vote, Keviles, you will have to click on the predict button. And then, yeah. Difficult prediction. Well, you never know. Somebody may do a Nifu. So we have Koshiro doing the static rook so far. And Mifa is closing his bishop diagonal. Early pawn push, this is standard. We have the silver development. I'm intentionally keeping the reason why audio is different from what you see. I'm intentionally keeping few moves behind so that yeah, no cheating can occur. So this could indicate a few things. This can indicate silver going here, you know, Gangi. This could also indicate swinging rook here, 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 or here. Rarely going here. This could also indicate swinging rook, basically. All right, let's see the next one. King going, so we have natural development. Silver goes to 4-3 indeed. So again, it could be Gangi or opposing rook. The reason why I'm like predicting opposing rook rather than other rooks is that this pawn is developed, and it kind of feels nice to have the rook like opposing it. We don't have any vanguard pawn here for the third 5 rook. I mean, it is possible as well. 4-5 rook is a little bit less likely. For 4-5 rook, usually we keep the silver here to keep more flexibility. Then we move the rook, and then eventually after castling we move the silver or not. Central rook, yeah, it's also possible. It's just that central pawn wasn't pushed even once. It would indicate really like normal central rook, not Gokigen central rook, which, I mean, is a possibility, especially that Mifa mentioned old school shogi, but I don't think it's his style to play central rook. What is your guys' prediction so far? We have 28,000 points for Koshiro, 22,000 points for Escape Artist. The World Will End actually was voted with 5,000 points. Interesting. Who was that? Who was voting for that? You made the fun prediction as expected from Toad. All right. Let's see. Gold move. This is both castle, right? We could transform into Elmo. It could. It could be Vanguard Pawn, as we saw Koshiro play it in our video on YouTube that we've reviewed. Speaking of the YouTube video, I hope to finish. I recorded it. I just need to finish the editing. We will have Kos versus Dideo. Dideo. I have no idea how to read his nickname. I read it Dideo. It's if you read it Dideo, it seems like you're stuttering. So I'm trying to say Dideo to make it sound more cool. It's gonna be up next. Yeah, it's a double static rook game. All right, so this indicates Gangi perhaps, and we have this pawn push, which is rapid advancing silver would be the best way to counter Gangi, and pawn push here. So actually, the game I commented and didn't upload yet, what happened there is we had left side Mino versus Gangi. This is quite a normal thing to do nowadays. Yeah, counter it with rapid advancing silver attack on the bishop's head. The one analyzed was reclining silver, also possible. So let's see how it develops. The pawn push to 5-6 is kind of weird because the king line is open. It feels early, but could indicate, I don't know, maybe preventing the vanguard pawn? Not really, the bishop is here. I have no idea. This feels a little bit off to me, but we're gonna see. Pawn push here. Because the way it works, why is it confusing to me, yeah? The silver will come here and rapid attack here. Against this, your opponent will sometimes push this pawn. Silver will end up on this square. So yeah, the silver is here and the pawn retook. And then, if the pawn is here, it's blocking the silver. And usually what we do is we push the silver back and we change into reclining silver. So this pawn being here kinda robs us from ability of rapid advancing silver. It kind of feels weird to me. But yeah, as long as the idea is to use this around this square, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but this is very passive way of playing. It is proper. Not my style, but sure, it is possible. So we have pawn push on the edge. We have both silvers in the center. So this is really like old school shogi. Yes, silver coming here. If this gold comes here, we have this 5-3 silver gangi shape. The prediction is still ongoing. I think I set it up for 15 minutes. That was actually quite long. But yeah. Yeah, Koshiro's avatar is cool. Yeah, that's Shikamaru. A little bit out of focus, I believe, though. More points on word ending than draw. I find it concerning, indeed. Edge pawns are relatively important in Gangi. If we didn't defend it, then Gangi would push it twice, therefore the king would have more running space in the future. This also means this bishop cannot go here. But as you can see, yeah, Koshiro went for the left side Mino as expected. So, it's quite interesting. As you can see, Mifa's rook pawn wasn't pushed even once yet. This is unusual. Could indicate many different things. King in the center also could indicate the right side king. But with silver 5-3, maybe unlikely. Could be unlikely with silver. With silver 6-3, maybe that would be more likely. It's my feeling. Yeah. If 81 dojo server crashes, yes, the word and prediction will come true. That's a good point. Alright, we have those two moves played. Bishop 7-7 unlocks the 8-8 square, which is quite important for the king in the endgame to have unlocked. I guess, what could we do? Koshiro is sent as a Koshiro should be the one engaging, usually. And the most obvious square would be 3-5 over here. And then either the rook can come here, silver can come here. But because Mifa has this 4-piece castle, the attack would need to be really, really strong in order to break through. So I expect Koshiro maybe to spend more time in upgrading his own castle. Who knows? Upgrading to high Mino could be one possibility. But then it kind of invites this knight to come here and like attack those two pieces, yeah? The other way of attacking would be to consider this one as well. The same idea, trying to fork those two. But then knight jumps disables this attack on the bishop's head. So we have gold 6-3. That's a very surprising move. And then we have edge pawn answered. So this means that the Gangi shape is broken now, right? We've evolved this shape into higher shape, putting more pressure here. But it creates some weaknesses later on. So Mifa is going for pressure prey here. Yeah, he will build up shape, he will pressure with the gold. We're gonna see how it goes. Pretty interesting play from him. Handicap flashback. Yes, this is often move played in handicap games indeed. In handicap games, you are missing few pieces, so you will use this gold as a way, as a mean to exchange the pawns and like enable your other pieces. You want to enable the knight, you want to enable the lance, the gold, all the pieces will join the attack. So this is probably what Mifa is doing in this game as well, but his rook is inactivated currently, so we're waiting to see what's going to happen there. You're going to be rich if Koshiro wins? Today is so hot in my city that there is like a temperature warning going on. Quite rough. I need to hydrate. Hydrate well. So we have 5 pawn pushed. Interesting. This, of course, might indicate that we're gonna go for 4-5 pawn engagement later on with this knight, yeah. The king, I would say that this is good spot for the king. The enemy is playing gangi shape, right? Which means the bishop, unlike the Yagura bishop, the bishop is kept on this big diagonal. So if you can, you would like the king off this diagonal. Therefore, this square or this square, both are really acceptable ones. Now, the reason why we're not pushing this, maybe we want to keep this bishop line open. If this gold comes up and starts like threatening the bishop's head, maybe we could consider pushing it to like have the option of protecting it with gold. But for now, no such threat is visible, so we're developing on the other side. Now we should consider exactly what Koshiro can do. If he jumps with the knight here and he pushes this pawn, the first answer would be pawn takes, right? We could consider exchanging bishops, or we could consider taking it with the knight. We should consider sacrificing this pawn prior. So for example, bishop takes, knight takes, suddenly rook can run and take the pawn in front of it, yeah? Knight jump would mean we can take, maybe knight retakes. And currently this knight doesn't have a square to go. So it wouldn't be this strong of a position. And this knight would be on the bottom. But okay, so knight then takes, this silver is under attack, right? So this silver would have to move. So we have the knight here. Not here, here. And he has 3 squares, right? The problem with silver going back is we are kind of looking at this bishop drop line. So we will be able to do it, you know, pawn drop, silver takes, bishop drop type of deal. So I'm expecting either this or this. And then the main question is, can we follow up on this knight attack, yeah? Is the knight alone being enough? The silver is on 5-7, it leaves the knight lonely, right? So once we decide on this attack, we need to have an answer for that. We can, of course, engage with the edge attack as well. But now there is a problem. The stronger we go, the more sure we have to be that we have a good attack on the king. But the king is still in the center, yeah? King is still in the center. So if we were to put a lot of effort into these lines, this king is relatively far away. He can always run toward this direction. So this is one of the reasons why we may not be eager to put so many moves immediately. Okay, knight jump, forcing this, so we finally block it. And any quick engagement is now sealed off, right? It's a relatively slow game. Good old shogi, rooks are very much handicap position. The rook is not used though. Now the question is it part of the plan, or is it like a huge disrespect from Mifa? I shall beat you without using my rook. You can judge for yourself. Yeah, unfortunately, Viredi in the Celeste prediction didn't go your way. Yeah, I didn't beat that screen after 1 hour. Good morning, Synchro. Yeah, and Mifa never liked his rook, yeah. If he could give it to the opponent. May the rook curse you. So of course the game is few moves ahead, but I'm not showing it because of the delay. I'm doing the delay specifically to like not allow cheating, blah blah blah. So we are sitting here 5 moves behind. So the actual move that Mifa is thinking on is a little bit different. Shikake anytime. So now the question is, does Gote wanna Shikake with the king on 5-1? Probably not. So Gote is still waiting. Gote tries to seal off the Shikake possibility, maybe going for Senjite. Or Sente, being desperate, will attack with disadvantage, and Gote will get benefit from it, yeah? So that's perhaps what we're thinking. Now, by the way, the difference in this position, let's say we pass 1 move, yeah, is that if we were to take this pawn, now the bishop exchange is not possible, so knight takes is a fork. We could consider that, yes. So in this case, they would consider not taking the pawn, allowing it to take this, and then another type of defense would continue, right? Then we could maybe use this silver. Okay, so bishop went back. This allows us to exchange the rook pawn. So I wonder what's the idea behind. Well, rook pawn exchange is usually beneficial to the exchanging side. And then we will have the option to move the rook back, yeah? So pawn takes, pawn drop, rook can choose where it can go, either here, here, or here. Here it feels a little bit close, perhaps. Well, if we would like to double defend the knight's head, maybe it's considerable. If we go here, then the bishop drop might be a problem some in the future. Coming back to the same square usually is a good deal. Okay, so yes, Koshiro went for the pawn exchange. Just pawn exchanging, doesn't enable the attack, but give us pawn in hand, gives us some type of, we call it points, some form of advantage that we can utilize on later. So pawn takes, rook takes, probably pawn drop. Immediately, you don't have to drop the pawn, but the rook will go back, threatening Tarifu, the dangling pawn, so you have to drop it anyway. So usually we say pawn takes, pawn drop, rook goes away. And still the big question is, what will Gote do with their rook and with their king? Yeah, we have no idea. Perhaps Senta is also cautious and like watching out for different options, searching for weakness in the enemy camp. Caro had a blast birthday yesterday and stayed awake late. Meantime, chat, how are you? Anything new? Any Kifu I should be expecting on Sunday? Also, so far, who do you think is going to win? Koshiro or Escape Artist? Whose position you would like to hold? It's a very pro question. Like the lady pro would always ask the male pro, like, oh, which side would you like to be on? And the pro always laughs like, haha, nervous laughter, and then answers honestly, but it's quite a pattern. So yeah, then pawn drop and rook goes to where, yeah? Pawn drop. Synchro says, I would find both sides hard to play. I need to practice slow games like this. I see. For me, yeah, it's similar feeling as double static rook. I know nothing about it. I like to be the spectator. I can relate to that as well. Sometimes, like, watching feels so much better than playing. Like, just simplest example, think football. They have to... Football, I mean soccer, whatever. They have to run after the ball for hours and you're just here drinking beer and saying, no, pass the ball, you idiots. Like, yeah. Okay, so rook moved to 2-6, protecting the knight's head. The minus of this is that little bit close to the enemy camp. Currently there is no threat, but sometimes it happens, you know, that those pieces come here and threaten the rook. The other thing is that rook is very strong like this, but sideways it does nothing. So for example, being here, it would have some defensive power to it. But maybe Koshiro thought that knight's head is quite important to defend here. Mifa played rook here. That immediately creates a weakness, right, guys? We all see rook, gold. The ears are weakness. So here it might be chance for Koshiro to engage, and he does push this pawn to expose that weakness. And this is something you see in Shogi opening, Shogi middle game. One person just jumps out of Joseki. Aha, you played the wrong move order or something like that. This is the same reasoning. Aha, you made a weakness, I'm gonna expose it, yeah? So once the TTK game, like all the title matches finishes, we will know the schedule. We will know basically who is the king. We will be able to start scheduling the handicap games for all the other tournaments. So this is why this game is also so important schedule-wise. Everything can be pushed forward after it. There was a little bit of delay because Miva had some broken bones? What's broken bones? Hurt hands, some shenanigans with his health. So we had to wait a little bit, but of course we would wait for our finalists. And so we are here finally after some time passed. We have this title match. Koshiro, on the other hand, also had his Brazilian tournaments, if you guys watched. He went up to final. I think he lost the final game, unfortunately, but he is one of the top Brazilian players. So we have Battle of Titans, you know, today indeed. Mifa already won this series before. He didn't wanna, he had a weird request. He didn't wanna defend his title, he wanted to join the tournament. He wanted to play more games. So speak about confidence, right? He broke his hand. Okay, thank you for the clarification, Kev. I see no upside for rook 8-1, seems like a complete pass. So the reason is maybe, like in normal bishop exchange, we would have something like king here, or I don't know, the gold would be somewhere else, and then the rook could come here, help with the defense. But in this case, it feels like maybe there's one move too late. Oh, yeah, let's see the next move. King 6-2 indeed, creating that way for the rook. And here Koshiro jumps in. So, middle game started. And for example, we could consider having the rook here, right? It would be a little bit better to have it on the bottom. Silver takes diagonally so that it can go back. This is natural. So yeah, this type of games are more about the piece shape, like strategically enabling your other pieces. Like here, the silver advancement will be possible thanks to this exchange, rather than jumping in and exchanging pieces. Because here Mifa's camp is really balanced. We won't be able to drop the piece anywhere. So different approach is necessary. Little bit patient one. Hello, Yellow. Long time no see. With our last year's seasonal tournaments, I too thought it could be more exciting to play the whole event rather than having a champion challenger system. Yeah. Same like Tourney to Queen, right? Maybe we should keep the same system. Maybe that's more fun. Yeah, maybe that's more fun. If we had more players and like leagues, and then it's like maging. It's another story, but we are online tournament trying to connect people online, so I guess this format would fit more. Hello, Lily. This match is sure to be an exciting one. Indeed, indeed. Legis says, I would take Sente's side so that I get my points for the prediction. That's a very practical approach. The pound drop for 5, creating space. Yeah, this is a Vanguard pound. The silver we have to go back, then we can advance our silver behind it. It would be great to have a Jinisen style tournament. I think the WSL is kind of like that, apart from the fact that there's no title holder. Having Jinisen-like system would be very close to professional system. I wonder if the Ginga tournament, the Belarusian one, is similar. Whatever you guys think, let me state it this way. Whatever you guys think it's cool, we shall do it. We do all the cool stuff. As a chess player, the idea of Junior's ranking being used as a tiebreaks is really crazy to me. It's more like the prior year performance is taken into account, if it makes sense. Yeah, if you're a newcomer. Yeah, as a tiebreaker, that's quite unusual, yeah? But in Junison, everyone plays everyone, so there cannot be like the typical Swiss system tiebreaker. There are playoffs sometimes. Okay, silver went back, and it went to 5-3 toward the king rather than 3-3. If you win more games in the Ferdinand League, you might miss out on promoting to the A class eventually based off that one loss. You win if you lose more games in the Freedom League. Not sure. I would love to have a tournament with leagues and title matches. It means every game matters, Muse. That might be true. You would love. If Yellow and Lily likes it, we can have a discussion about it on the Discord. You woke up 5 minutes ago. All right. Because my confusion comes from the fact that you cannot come to A class directly from Freedom League. That's where my confusion comes. Okay, so here we had Koshiro turn his castle into Haimino, and the king is slowly escaping toward the safe side as we predicted. Pawn 3-5, so you can see how far this attack is from this king. Pawn takes, silver 4-7-5, so here we are attacking directly the head of the king. And we are 5 moves. Let's go one more. Pawn takes, yeah. And a big battle is about to start. Hey, one day we're gonna have our own association and we're gonna have our own rules, yeah? 5 minutes ago, I've been up since 5 a.m. since I've been working on prep for a game in a bit. I'm now watching this game as sort of a break. That's good. Breaks are important. I'm glad you're preparing for your game as well. Yeah, I'm saying if you promote to Fordham League as a second seed instead of first seed, you keep getting the same result as the first seed. Your rating is permanently lower. I mean, it's like saying because you lost that one game and then you have the same result. Yeah, you lost one more game, which means it does infect your situation, influence your situation. The other guy is better because he beat you once in the past, right? So it makes sense. And yeah, this word is severe. Like 1 win, 1 loss decides everything. Yes. And this is why Shogi Ward is so scary, and this is why Shogi Pro are so amazing, because they fight in those situations. Yeah. So we have pawn 6-5 here, opening bishop line, going for amazing fight. We have an exchange, knight takes, knight comes in, and here we're gonna wait a little bit. So this is very aggressive for Mifa, but the idea is he takes away this pawn that could dent his castle, yeah? Here pawn 5-5. Okay. I think if the knight would take, maybe this pawn would be like very advanced, and this is what he didn't like. Knight drop next here surrounding the king could be unpleasant. So maybe this is why he decided to push here. But this square is protected by 3 pieces, so it's not a weakness. Mifa promoted the knight. Gold takes. Wow, they're playing really quickly right now. Yeah. But on the other hand, Mifa doesn't have a knight to drop into here, right? Silver drop 3-6, blocking off this rook, attacking the knight and enabling the pawn push. Pawn takes 5-4. Finally, Koshiro gets to threaten what he wanted. So far, Koshiro is down a silver versus a knight, which is gonna change into silver disadvantage once Mifa takes that knight, right? But now it's time for Koshiro to do something. And as I said, right, once you go for heavy sabaki exchanges, Mifa's camp is better secured. Yeah, even though Koshiro has a bishop and knight in hand, there is no immediate square that he can use it on. Mifa is crying with joy when the opponents finally started attacking him. Oh my gosh. But this is actually how you should play shogi. It's called in Japanese, you're borrowing the enemy's strength. Basically, attacking means you give them a lot of pieces in hand. So you happily agree on that, and then you use it to counterattack. So yes, that approach is very shogi-like. And this is why one side needs to find a way of attacking so that it's kind of tricky. So that it forces enemy to answer, and then he borrows his strength back, right? It's kind of crazy. So you have to take risk to enable your play, yeah? But yeah, we could argue that Koshiro's rook is better placed. So even though he might have silver disadvantage, the rook difference might play a role. Yeah. The idea of this knight jumping is also that Mifa doesn't have this weakness in front of the king. I mean, pawn drop itself might be threatening. He's so annoying to play against, even though I learned a lot from him. If a professional told me that Mifa's opening is pro level, I would not be surprised. I mean, he's a 6-dan for a reason here, right? And a king title level. So Mifa made a dent in Koshiro's defenses, right? He exposed this knight here. Now it's Koshiro's time to make some dent. And depending on that, one side will take advantage. Here, depending on which side had the stronger engagement. So now it's time for Koshiro to do something. So we have pawn drop 5-5. If silver takes, then silver will die to a pawn drop, right? Well, not necessarily, but let's say knight drop would be more troubling. Oh, many moves played, so the silver will go back. And here we have the promised 7 for pawn, yeah, exposing the king's head. So both sides inputted their own punch into enemy camp. And now it's the ping pong ball came back to Mifa. Now it's his turn to do something. If we take this pawn, then this god would be a little bit hanging. Currently, Koshiro with bishop and knight doesn't have any piece to drop to 7-3. So this is why Mifa played this move instead. And here we have defense. Yeah. Now the rook is under attack, so we need to take the silver. And the horse retakes. Many quick exchanges are being played. Now that we have a silver, we can expose this weakness. So we are here, but again, this is silver gold exchange. And our number of our attacking pieces is 3. If we count this knight, maybe 4. So it's really, really close. And the king being very close to the rook. It's also a trouble for Mifa right now. The fact that he wasn't able to move the rook might be a trouble. So yeah, Koshiro's, just to slow down and explain what happens. Koshiro's decision was to put the gold next to the king and then kind of sabaki the rook for the silver, use that turn to take the initiative back. Yeah, the initiative, the closer we are to the end game, the more initiative becomes an issue. And here, this king being so exposed, we are clearly talking about middle game, the end game, the end of middle game, the beginning of end game, yeah? So this is why Koshiro will be going as sharp as he can now. He's a little bit behind with the material, yes, he could sacrifice the rook for a silver. The silver was his own, so he's rook down. And this is why we have to take our chances. Mifa is also very strong in the endgame. You cannot take him from that. Cannot take that from him. I wonder, because I think Kent went to Japan and he had really good rating on 81 Dojo, but turns out that his first rating was Q. So that kind of surprised me. I wonder if he improved on his rating. So I wonder what kind of rating Mifa. Depends also which dojo you go to, right? He is taking Toki immediately. The way we're watching this, I'm keeping this 5 moves behind. So the actual position is 5 moves from now. The position they're thinking about. Sorry about that. I'm specifically putting delay to not talk about the game that's ongoing. So we are giving the jumping with the knight, adding the 4th attacker to us. That's really cool. Now you can see that if king would go here, gold drop, bishop drop would fork king and the rook, right? Yes, we would be able to get the rook, but the king might be able to escape. We talked about Thursday's stream about the invincible shape, which is New Gyoku, the entering king. We have to be really careful. In that case, I think the knight drop would be quite painful, so maybe it's not this much of a deal yet. So, but king went diagonally, not sideways, yeah? So we have to find a way to continue making threats on this king. This time, if we were to drop the gold, maybe the king would go here. The gold drop is a little bit heavy, in fact. So this is why Koshiro dropped the bishop instead. The threat is to drop the gold and take the silver. Yeah, so depends on dojo, definitely. Depends on the time you go to the dojo. Depends which dojo. And depends if it's summer break. First time I went to Japan, I got 4 down because I won against like a 3 down person. But also it was like summer time or like middle of the school week. So there were no crazy Shurikai kids. So here the silver drop protects the gold drop, right? So this knight comes in, really nice. We need more stronger pieces. And now Koshiro is using some tactics to capture this rook finally. In the meantime, Mifa is using his knight to threaten this king. The threat, if he gets a general, he will be able to drop it here. This sacrifice immediately, king takes. I think it's barely surviving, but it is quite scary. So gold takes and rook drop instead of taking the gold. That's quite unusual. Okay, I see. So why we do it? Because it's threatening this sacrifice and checkmate immediately. So this is why we've inputted this move, and I think I played too many moves in a row. Yeah, I got too excited. So the rook is dying, but as you can see, Mifa's attack is very strong. He had 2 big pieces against 2 defenders, and this will be the 3rd attacker plus gold in hand. Quite strong. Gold moving back could be one way to defend, not really. King takes gold, takes gold drop. No. So the gold cannot move currently. We have to do something else. We're gonna wait few moves here. Mifa sacrifice his girlfriend. Yeah, so yes, as you say, this is very fatal. This is the sumo shape. Mifa, on the other hand, has 4 generals in the defense. There might be an option that Koshiro takes this piece and drops it, but then, you know, Mifa has knight in hand to oppose that, or taking this, put more pressure. So this variant here, take drop, is very, very strong from him. And yeah, we don't have time to take this. But let's speak about this move. Yeah, this move is also very strong because we will have a rook, and rook drop. Actually, how would you defend rook drop? If the king goes up, knight promotes, checkmate. So the rook drop, you either have to drop something or silverback. Silverback enables this bishop line, and the king is almost surrounded. How about piece drop? Oh, wait a moment. We have only pawns. Yeah, so depending on the situation, we have a tactical play here. Yeah. I wonder about knight 7-8. 7-8? Yeah, I'm waiting few moves because I played too quickly. Free 8. Free 8. Depending on the situation, those kind of tactics would work. What Koshiro played was actually 6-8. Kind of have control over this square instead of over empty space. I think it makes sense. But yeah, it doesn't block the rook, so depends what you want to do. Block the rook, then the rook, you know, could technically promote and threaten here. Or this also blocks this check, kinda, so it does 2 things at once. I mean, this also blocks it, kinda, so quite interesting, yeah. Stops entering king. Ooh. Yeah, the bishop is tied to it, exactly. That's another thing. Like, once this bishop is gone, this comes in and like, thank you for the knight, yeah? Stop it, Rita. Yeah, so something we talked about on Thursday, which is quite interesting way of explaining entering king, I found, is that the attackers have the advantage. Why? Well, we can make tokens, simply speaking. Token is like, boom, super pawn, and then you have a gold. Like, how many of you would you like to have a free gold, yeah? In both shogi and live meaning, I guess. So attackers do have advantage, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Is kind of denying that. It takes that to their advantage. It's like, I can make tokens now and use it to my advantage. As long as you don't do Nifu, yeah? So I found this point really interesting. The biggest explanation I had, well, there's the knight, lance, and pawns, and you cannot use it backward. But the fact that the token creation flips, it's like the Uno card, yeah? Now I make tokens, the reverse Uno card. That's also a huge point. Speaking of pawns, Koshiro really don't have any in his hand, which might be a trouble later. Might be. I just need extra gold, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna play the next move because we're almost 5 moves away. So in this position, Mifa needs to find a way to attack. Taking the gold, I think taking the rook would come in, and then rook drop, as we talked about, is quite severe. Even if the king were to go to 4-1, the knight is here waiting, right? Taking the knight means we give another silver to the enemy. It's also quite uncomfortable. So the question is, do we have time to do it? And what's the fastest way to create a checkmate threat? So in this case, take, we need one more piece drop, and then gold drop would be made. But in that case, we're not really using those pieces, right? I guess take, and then like sacrificing this might be interesting at some point. Silver takes pawn promotion. But again, then we give away a bishop. So what Mifa played instead is 4-3 horse, turning a little bit toward the defense. Taking the knights is possible, and also threatening this gold. So probably taking the rook is the only move, so we do. And this is actually where Mifa takes the gold. And now horse is in a little bit better position, because pawn promotion threatens gold drop if silver takes. So it's a double threat, yeah? Pawn promotion threatens gold, silver takes threatens gold. Here though, the rook drop is a possibility, but then gold drop runs and this gold falls, I believe. So instead, Koshiro goes here and protects the gold. And this move is very strong because A, it activates the knight that wasn't really doing much. B, now rook drop is even more powerful because piece drop will be taken. But my question is, what happens if the king runs? Do we have a counter for that? I guess then we take this silver, and this would be a mate. Yes, right? Yes, all right. So here Mifa needs to defend once more. This knight is really, really cool, really strong. I bet Koshiro wish he had some pawns. I mean, the fact that he has a rook and... I mean, the pawn wouldn't help you, would it? Like, what would you do with a pawn here? That's the question, Synchro. What would you do with a pawn? Yeah. Rook is a strong piece to have. I wonder if gold for one to escape with king. Gold? Or you mean king for one? I'm not sure what Mifa was planning if Koshiro played like silver takes 5-3. Silver takes... Koshiro's got there. Koshiro's center, right? You mean silver takes rook king. So I mean, what Koshiro was planning if Mifa played silver takes rook drop king runs. I think you mistook the names. Takes, drops, runs. The king would have space here. Indeed, might be a little bit problematic. Okay, so we have king move. Gold 7-2 tempts me. Gold 7-2. I think you wanna keep it for the attack. Ah, no problem. Okay, so it was the opposite. Gotcha. Yeah, that was also quite interesting, I think. Can we play any other move? Here is like my main question. But this is forced, right? If we take this, we can go here. If we go here, that's not threatening anything because of the horse. If we promote, I guess there's nothing as well. Yeah, that would be rough. Okay, let's see the game. So rook was dropped. Pawn drop 5-1, the anchor pawn. Oh my gosh. Then Koshiro follows up on it. And then we take the knight. This is a little bit better because the king is forced, is toward the correct side rather than this side. So maybe this is why he preferred this. But yeah, the promoted knight is here. Yeah. I guess if we take... Silver takes? This is a little bit scary. Maybe... I mean, clearly the idea is entering king, right? And then if we have enough time, pawn promotion, we win, yeah? Takes. I was thinking maybe, yeah, gold takes, maybe silver drop, but then silver drop king start running away, right? Or maybe here. Silver drop takes, runs, takes, maybe promotion type of deal. Or like knight drop type of deal to make it more powerful. Knight drop 7/7. That's also looking quite nasty indeed. The problem is like we take here, run takes, run here. It is. Is it a mate? I mean, if the king can run here, that would be a problem, yeah? Oh, the gold drop. Gotcha. Knight drop, gold drop is indeed. So knight drop and early escape. How about that? Game, but back to the game. We have silver drop 5/4. So silver 5, this one. Can we ignore it or not? Yeah, because silver takes, gold takes, a piece is going to come in, the king will go up. Yeah. And like climb. So if it's not retaining enough, probably attack. Or as Hege Mege mentioned, knight drop. Knight drop, king runs probably. So to avoid king running, found promotion. I got lazy of using my other computer because I have my database uploaded there with all the Japanese. I got lazy of running it with the other mouse and the keyboard. I discovered remote control. And now I'm using my main computer to access the other computer. Speak about laziness. Windows Remote Desktop. So I couldn't use the Windows Remote Desktop because it's Home Edition. So I had to use the Chrome remote access or however it's called. Yeah, the Windows had it blocked if it's not Pro. Yeah. So I'm like, nah, if I have free tool, I shall use that. Big brain, yeah. So the position they're thinking about, again, is a little bit later. Mifa is in the Biomi now. I drop king, runs taking gold. The problem is with this as well. This rook might help the protection if we wait too long. This horse might be taken away if we wait too long. So we have to go severely. Found promotion, which is a threat. Koshiro takes the silver, which is retaken. Not retaken. Escaping simply. All right, so we're not allowing. Okay, I see what's going on. That's my mistake. If we were to take it, this rook would come here. And then our attack is slowed down. I don't think it's losing, but the token that we made would be wasted, right? So perhaps this is why we simply escape here. This also means we have one less piece to attack with, but it also means we can take it later. Yeah, so now we're threatening mate in one. Gold drop, we have to protect. Again, if we take it, gold drop here. So the only way to protect it is to add a piece, but then escape artist can continue attacking, yeah? It's quite troublesome. For example, if we were to drop the silver here, maybe there's a... which is the best one? Knight drop here, like forcing those pieces to come even closer and then kill off this knight, right? Then we have options like here or here or here. Then we have, yeah, that's like, yeah, sorry, those doesn't work, I'm stupid. We have to defend here, so Yeah, silver drop 8-8. What can we do against it? This time, yeah, silver drop, knight drop, king may run. So that's the difference between 8-9 and 8-8. 8-8. 8-8 was played indeed. And now the stock in my eat up some pieces, basically. The most dangerous variation would be like this, but having this bishop here protecting the square, I don't think it would be a mate yet. So probably something with adding a knight somewhere. Yeah. Taking I would prefer to take the silver, not the knight, probably. Koshiro's endgame is really tenacious. I cannot feel how much stronger he is compared to Enu. Yes, I agree. Koshiro, as you know, he's the one who taught me about Sume Shogi years ago. He has years of experience with Shogi. Oh, so Mifa took this one. Maybe to fork them with the knight again? Or maybe it's not Sume if we sacrifice the rook, is there? Not yet. I guess it... I mean, I think both were good moves. Both were good moves. Here, knight drop would basically enable this rook, which is pretty nice compared to the previous variation. But in the previous version, we could have also dropped the knight to continue harassing this gold. I think both are okay. Here, yeah, we could even drop the bottom pawn. Really intense. So knight drop. Defending move, pawn drop. We will probably take the gold here and continue attacking with a knight drop. And then we can use the rook like this, for example. But the question is, how do we capture the king when he goes up? Indeed, the gold was taken. The gold is the pivotal piece, right? 3 knights, where is my checkmate? Well, there are 2 knights currently, so it's gone. Probably like take, drop, and then the king has to run up, right? Because gold drop is gonna mow the silver. Probably up. And then what? Gold drop on the back and we go for Hishi type of deal. Yeah, because this is not a checkmate position. With the knight, horse can take, right? The rook we can take. Knight drop, silver can take. Silver sacrifice, we just take. Rook takes, nothing, continuation. Yeah. So king took. So yeah, if we go to that gold drop shape, question is, do we have any way to defend it? What we are threatening is like a gold drop here. And technically we're also threatening knight drop, bishop takes knight drop. Yeah, there's the double knight. So how do we defend that? Is a question. Make an escape route. And push. In that case, if we eat up all the pieces, it's gonna be over, basically. So knight drop, it was indeed played. And now the end game is coming, yeah. If the king went to the other direction, basically, you know, coming close to this rook, just that is quite concerning. The other move is if we somehow manage to like distract this bishop, we will be able to win. I mean, okay, if king went to this, we just take the silver, we probably also win there. Rook promotion, king runs, also possible, then take this. Then we have this pawn to protect the new Gyoku technically. Maybe it was fine. So the game ended, so we're gonna go over the moves. Guard drop, the only way is to create an escape route. Here, Mifa decides to make a check. And there is the knight drop defending, but then the horse comes in. And it's a checkmate. If the king goes here, the horse will come here. If the king goes here, which way is the best? Brain, work. Brain, come on. Probably guard drop is the simplest. And then this comes in, if I'm not wrong. Might be the simplest. So now we're gonna watch the post-game discussion and the prediction, and that Mifa did win the game. 68% of people were right. And unfortunately, the war didn't end. So let's see what they have to say about the game. How do you guys feel after this? Did it go as you expected? Mifa is saying, I see the idea, but I don't understand how the rook's gonna be used after? Ether? Unfortunately. I quite like the word continuing. Well, if you vote on that, that means you rather want it to happen. Or you are a pessimist. Well, or you like interesting ideas. But unfortunately, that was not the winning option for getting the points. It looks like the last game we played that you were trying to activate the rook onto be used to 6th rank. So it seems, I think like Mifa played Koshiro in the main tournament. This is probably what he's mentioning. He played like a rook handicap. It's like a bishop exchange. Kind of like handicap, but it's normal, yeah. Gonna open the window. Opening window doesn't help, it's super hot anyway. You're rich! Yay! Before the battle, I think that my king position is better. So this is what we were talking about. We were talking about the king moving to the other side of the board and then being far away from the attack, right? So then the weakness point, they shift. Suddenly, this becomes a weakness and this becomes a weakness, yeah? So that's what Koshiro tried to expose, but he has the rook disadvantage. It's quite a close battle here. The idea of getting the rook was interesting. Feels like it wasn't enough, though. Let's see what Mifa has to say about this. This knight drop was really strong, indeed. See the gold drop, a little bit heavy, maybe, no? We all can argue, like, this knight drop here and the rook drop was such a strong counter, so we should keep that in mind. Koshiro says, I couldn't see follow-up. Mifa says, I think if I can block the bishop diagonal and move the king away, I can still win. I see. So Mifa had the escape plan ready, as the name indicates. Alright. I'm gonna put this into computer and see the graph. Out of curiosity. It seemed to me like the engagement was promising, but maybe the king position was really off. I mean off. The king, Mifa's king was really safe, so I wanna see what the computer feels about it. What he thinks about it. So we're gonna analyze this, and in the meantime keep this on. So it is very important to me to defend correctly, and this point after seeing the drop I had only plan of this escape. This move should be crazy. Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. Trying to use the rook wasn't the play there, I think. Unexpected error. The queue is too long. Who's analyzing the same game, guys? Who has the analysis? Yeah, entering King Anaguma, yeah. So we had taking the bishop, pawn push goes back, and then we defend by exchanging. This is one of the ways you can survive in shogi. This is the judoka osu technique. Yeah, push away pieces, block them, exchange, yeah. Judoka ose. Everybody watching Rushing play shogi at once, yeah. There march! Change the limit on play shogi. Oh, it worked. Cool. Thank you, whoever stopped doing it. Feels losing for center, this variation. Says Koshiro. Yeah, it seems like the bishop is gone. It's quite rough, right? After the bishop is gone. I was considering maybe knight promotion, maybe it will help. And then we take the silver. But I guess the king can escape in the meantime. Doesn't help much. Okay. Okay. This is quite unfortunate graph. It's a landslide graph. Ay. Cannot take this silver. I thought you can. Oh yeah, because of that. Okay, we had this discussion, yeah. We'd be glad to contribute analysis not to play shogi, yeah. King takes also not playable because of the sacrifice there. And then we can take the token once more. Actually, didn't see this pound promotion. Okay. Tongue emoticon. Gotcha. Alright. Wait, why does it analyze it again? We just finished. Hello? Like it even shows hello? Who clicked the analyze? Did I click it too many times or something like that? Seems like there was a chance to attack the bishop's head indeed here. This is weird. Rook. Pound push. Rook goes back. Yep. Maybe I shouldn't have clicked it like 15 times in a row. Termarch is always like, do not click things 50 times in a row, Caro. Yes. I am the best bug researcher in the world. I just find them everywhere. Today I also crashed my Diablo application. Not like it's an achievement, but I did. So, playing rook handicap opening shapes, so the defensive plan should be a wide shape for the king to run. Yes, that's actually not a handicap. That's a normal shape in nowadays shogi. And this is rather forced. This is where Mifa was winning. So let's take a look before it refreshes. The position where it that refresh. I clicked once. Work. Give me war versus the husband. Yes. Smash the button. This is a mate. Oh. Almost. But root promotion, knight drop. There's no continuation, right? After that. Bloop. I guess it's better, maybe. It's the same shape. Almost the same. Okay, computer, stop here. So this was too aggressive, it seems. This one, the computer preferred to slowly advance the silver, which we kind of mentioned. Yeah, so the sabaki is better against white king. Yeah, knight takes was better. Pawn push I also didn't like, because we lose material. And here pawn drop. Oh, we did have a way to defend the knight. Pawn drop. Okay, that was better, but then we lose this knight. And this is clearly losing, yeah. The Gote can simple defend. Alright, so I don't know what happened to play shogi. I'm gonna stop analyzing it so that it leaves the server, maybe. Knight, okay. You can just play another if you can. It seems like pawn 7-5. Same time, same place, okay. Play knight takes this fight, knight takes was better according to the computer. Oh, they wanted to play in the next game now? Oh my god, guys, no, stop. Same time, same place. What is ACPM? Okay, once they decide on the schedule, we will know it and we will announce it at the Discord as well. Average £20 per move. I didn't see it. Okay, I give up. Yeah. It's funny, it also draws the same diagram each time. It's like not changing its mind. This shape is old and new, an interesting trend. So this is what we talked about. Modern shogi looks like this. handicap shogi also used to look like that. Okay. Next game next week? Question mark. Let's ask them. Yeah, definitely. One after another, I think we also wouldn't be as excited. As exciting for us to watch, as excited, yeah. So it's better that they do it next week, I think. And then they can mentally prepare as well. Playing 2 in a row, that feels bad. He wants to finish before this month because of the doctor appointments. It might be normal if it was a straightforward and short game, but it's definitely not. Yes. Impressive indeed. Yeah, Fuji and Nagase are different words. So the next game will be the same time, so I'm gonna set it up on the Discord. Wait, event, create event, Twitch, Shogi Harbour, TTK, game 2, commentary live, date will be in 1 week, so it's 25th. Starting time, it's 4 p.m. my time, which is ending in 5:30. Right. Mifa took the first game. If he takes second, he defends the title. Will Koshiro be able to fight back? Let's find out. Okay. Hello, Koshiro. Well played. We tried to analyze the game with the computer, and it seemed like what I was explaining to the chat is that once the enemy king is far away like this, if you attack strongly on these lines, this king's gonna win. Because strong sabaki will allow moves like what happened in the actual game, which was like this. And yeah, you sabaki the rook, you have not enough pieces to surround the king, right? So the computer proposed rather moves like this to do it slower. This also like doesn't enable them to do much. And this was like going for this sabaki, which felt wrong to me. But if you guys have some thoughts about this, I would like to hear. Yeah, the king's head and the edge are the weakness. I agree as well, so that's what I wanted to consider. I was reading a book about this, but what was the shape in there? Let me quickly grab the book and see. It's like right side king, yeah? Type of shape. It was the subway rook. So that's not possible here because we are playing normal static rook. So we should probably think about keeping the attack together with the rook. Yeah. I also thought like Mifa's rook doesn't have much sabaki, so we should like expose it. But yeah, my first thought was like sacrifice and open the bishop line as well. It's just that it didn't seem correct according to the computer. And seeing that this is the white king, spacious king, the astronaut king, I would agree. Yeah, so the computer would be like this. And I was wondering if the rook here, why not here? You can always defend the nice head with the gold. I was like considering that, but I don't know. Static shogi man. I really like the fact that you took the vanguard pawn, and I guess because you took the vanguard pawn, I would expect slower play to like support it. Here, I guess we're going for like a bogey type of play, but it's not easy, right? Quite rough. And we cannot go for Senista as well as Sente, yeah. Yeah, definitely good game, both. I thought about pawn 3-6 first, then Koshiro played pawn 2-4. Pawn 3-6 first? Oh, and one more thing is like the rook could have came here, attack the bishop's head. Somewhere here, I was wondering. And we of course have to mention the rapid advancing silver strategy, like this, which this pawn being pushed, I thought it kind of disabled it. And generally speaking, like I noticed that this line was quite open. So I wasn't sure if like strategically speaking that's good or bad, right? But yeah, just what I was thinking. You got used to rapid advancing silver. Cool. Yeah, that's like the first attack you have to know how to deal with, right? So after this, guys, we have like 30 minutes to study something else. If you have any requests or ideas, or if you wanna like look more into this game, we could check like pro games with this shape. We could like go with it. Sante? Santekaku. What's a Santekaku? You have a pro game. Of course you have a pro game. Oh, it's the 1500. Let's take a look. So Habu is Gote. Yoko Fudori, huh? Yauno style 5-8 king. Not defending the edge pawn. This poor pawn just eaten up. I wonder what was the idea here. Like we just let this pawn be taken, right? Oh, that's the Yakov opening, gotcha. Sadly, I had no chance to bring everyone back to 90-70 when Nada versus Soyama and Nada show a very high-ranked king game. But yeah, Dragon, he doesn't have a continuation yet, does he? Now what do we do with our pieces is the question. Then the bishop can promote. We're gonna defend. Hello, bishop. No, I won't let you promote. Then the knight's head is the weakness. So how are we gonna do from here? Habu sensei, what you shall do. Pawn push, very light. Forcing promote, takes, and what do we treat in there? What do we treat in after that is the question. I mean, I could imagine pawn drop under the gold and then forking the bishop and the gold. Bishop drop to 3-8, gold goes back. I don't see a continuation. This is why I'm a little bit doubtful here. Bishop promotion 5-3 is strong. Os? As? Pawn drop 5-2? What? Bishop takes pawn... What? Pawn are both possible. I don't understand yellow. I don't understand what are you talking about. Bishop promotion, but yeah. If bishop takes, then rook 7. No, I understand that. If pawn push, yeah. No, my thing was, what are we threatening here? If they were to push 7-4, what are we threatening here? Was my just the drop. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I was like wondering, like, if we are to pass here, what are we threatening, type of thing. If we are to pass, I know, silver up. Yeah, I was like, pawn promotion, gold takes, what do we do next, type of question. But yeah, simply just being here. So we actually want a piece here. Interesting. Welcome to Yoko Fudori. Okay, that move was to be expected. Habu's magic. So here we don't have enough pieces, yeah? We have the gold, but we cannot jump in, so we're gonna retreat lightly. That's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. What happens exactly if the rook runs, is my question. I mean, the only square it can go to is either 9-5 or 5-4-5. Then we can continue, yeah, silver drop. I was thinking 6-4, but 6-5 takes, and the bishop can, I guess that works too. Yeah, 6-4. Yeah, Havu Sensei is quite amazing. Every time you watch his shogi, it's like, yeah. The problem is Fuji being another genius after that, like having access to computers and so on. Watching Fuji, it's like, mind blown, yeah? Havu Sensei shogi is something I grew up on, I guess, I can say that. So it kind of makes more sense. It's like my generation. What Fuji is doing is like crazy stuff. So yeah, kind of nostalgia kicking in. Yeah, he made it. Agree. It's quite beautiful how he made it safe again. Yeah, congratulations to Habu Sensei, yeah? Wow. 1500 victory. Whew. So, we have like few minutes left. Let me see how many guys you sent Kifu to me for tomorrow. We have one game from Sea of. All right. Cool. You have Kifu. Cool. So upload it here, guys, yeah, for tomorrow. Yeah, we don't have really time to start anything serious, so maybe we can just watch some games. I don't know. Or play some games. Anybody wanna play a game? But because I cannot make it to the stream due to WSL, I will make some comments to the Kifu. Yeah, sure, Yellow, of course. You have WSL exactly at the time of the stream? That's unlucky. I mean, if you finish the game, I can keep it for the last game type of deal. Oh, you can. Cool. All right, I'm waiting then. We'll play one quick game. The password is banana. I played against 2000 plus rating player and beat him with a weird defensive shape against a third favorite. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but I wanna see that. You definitely should send it. Less than zip. Stop it, Mifa. You're speedrunning Shogi, stop it. So it's one eye TCF if you wanna challenge. And the password is banana. The password is always banana. Lily still a free down. Nice. I'm so proud of you guys. You know, during this year or two, so many of you improved so much. It makes me feel proud of our community. All right, waiting. You have WCL 2 hours after the stream starts, but I need my beauty sleep. Oh yeah, because it's early for you. Gotcha. This is also something we could discuss on if you guys prefer for me to stream in my mornings, for example. We can do that. Yeah, I have free day. It's just that in Japan I used to stream at this hour, but we can change it if you guys want. TTK, yes. There was discussion that we should split the TTM into two or something. So I will be thinking about this and probably talk with other people about this idea in the future. So we're playing center static rook. And I have the advantage of having my rook on exchange early. I don't know what shape I wanna make. Maybe this one. Just to change things up. The Koshiro shape. Yeah, but the problem with TTM is that the imbalance between level of the players is much more rough, like stronger than in TTS or TTJ. I'm taking a Vanguard pawn. Yeah, right side king. Yeah, too late for that. It's a little bit risky, but we're gonna go with it. This style of playing is what I call irritating. No sabaki for you. Don't mind, I take a free silver. Is 5k 1 down and 5 down traditional way? No, it's just me like coming up with random number. Clearly the king. Yeah, I would like to see that. I should have pushed the pawn. I don't know what I'm doing. Valorant, you're speedrunning. Very, very quick at the end, putting some time pressure on me. Quite interesting. Hydrate, yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, Nibi. I recently read a book post which had commentary on a pro game for 5Q players, 1D players, and 5D. Oh, that's quite cool. Wow. You were distracting me. No, I don't let you distract me, unfortunately. Thank you for the 5 bits. Rematch? Okay. Two showdowns today. Nice. Congrats. Yeah, we don't have much things that you can spend it on. I will have to make a chinchilla song if you do that. Okay, let's try something different. Use blind chinchilla set and chinchilla knows to analyze the games. How can I analyze it with blind set? If I don't... Oh, but how can you guys see it? Yeah. It's for you to understand it. Chinchilla noise. But how do I use chinchilla noise to analyze stuff? That's another question. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Pizza. Is it pizza? You're really, guys, trying so hard to distract me. Yeah. Have mercy. You're speedrunning me, I'm speedrunning you. That's the only fair point. The chat tried really hard to distract you. You had actually a good position there if you didn't retreat. One more. Okay, last one. Mm. Valorant is like, no! It was quite intense. I overdid some things. I think Valorant has a new good like game sense. Honestly. One done, no wonder. Like very, very sharp Shogi. Very rapid as well, meaning he thinks quickly. But some of the ideas are a little bit off. Then the opening knowledge again, right? I keep talking like how in Western World we have the opening a little bit off. How do you outplay a pro in the end game? You don't. Well, you did outplay me once, Yellow. I could have defended, maybe. Should have defended, probably. I don't like my play here. It's quite interesting move. No. 81 dojo. Hachi ichi dojo. Thank you, TCF. Really, really interesting gameplay. I have your game in line for the YouTube analyze. Don't worry, I didn't forget. You lost all your channel points. Alright, guys. Thank you for coming. We're gonna end here because it's second hour. I will see you tomorrow. On the Kifu review, this is where you upload your Kifu. Yeah. Today we're ending early because we were starting early. Sorry about that. Next week we will have the same. We'll have TTK too. Let me see if we can rate someone quickly. I don't see any Shogi streamers online. So I guess we're gonna go with that. Alright. See you on the Discord, guys. Bye bye.